Last episode on the ZeahALoner, I started getting 500k to insure my Rocky pet, tragically missed recording me kicking a random event NPC to dismiss them twice, and got 60 Hunter to passively barehand eclectic implings for best in slot ranged gear, while I work towards the ultimate goal of the series, which is some version of PvM. Not Raids 1, or at least not all of it, but a couple of bosses within Raids 1, and at least one of the other bosses I can get to on Zeah would be pretty good. 2 of them need melee, 2 need range, and 1 needs magic. So I'll work towards gearing for all combat styles, and while doing so, work on my secondary goals that I started on last episode, getting 500k for pet insurance, and dismissing randoms with what I hope will be the kicker mode. And you might be thinking, Tangled, are these seriously the best setups you can get? A hard leather body and a 3 GP wizard hat? They're so shit that you might as well not wear any armor at all. And I can get better gear, but I'd have to kill brutal red dragons for them, and I don't have access to any anti-fire protection, so that would be really brutal. I feel like I need to go to the Brutal Red Dragon the layer just as penance for that terrible joke. But for now, it's PvM time, and the first skill I want to train is ranged, because Skatizo, the easiest boss on my PvM wanted list, can apparently be killed with ranged, without needing any Demon Bane weapons, which is great, because I can't get any of them, because none of them are on Zeah. Last episode, I got 27 range using iron knives I'd made myself and made iron arrows as well, though I haven't used them yet. So to use up the iron arrows, I'll train up my fletching to make as high of a short bow as I can cope with, and in the process, I'll dismiss any random events to see if I get the kicker mote, catch any baby implings and eclectic implings in the hopes of good range gear. So for eclectic implings, it's the blue D-high chaps and the red D-high van braces, and for baby implings, that is a hard leather body, keep any bird's eggs from bird nests to get some more prayer XP, and hopefully a piece of the evil chicken's outfit, and just keep anything else that I think might be useful, like my down with the NPCs mentality, which I've kept despite losing the Zeah Only 2021 bingo. 1 bond was awarded to all the losers, and then extra bonds were awarded to the winners, so thank you very much to Drop Trick for this bond. Just missed a level, but there is 50 fletching for maple short bones. Oh my god, will we kick this random event? No! Can I kick you? Damn it! Yo, I was like, I'm just gonna catch this baby impling just completely randomly because, you know, maybe I'll get the hard leather. And lo and behold, I got it. It's like a 1 in 100 draw. Oh my god. Oh, let's go and check how many implings I've caught, because I can actually do that, because I can get a freaking butterfly net on this account. I can't on the main loaner, so... 1 baby impling and I got it. That's absolute insanity. Oh, I love it. That's so good. Oh, and just to showcase it as well, these are the implings called the surface one, and these are the ones called Puro, and that I haven't caught a single one. And I never will, even though I can get into Puro with the many wheat fields around Zeah, because for some reason the game doesn't even let you barehand implings in Puro without an impling jar, which is locked behind NPCs, which makes it even more incredible that I hit the 1 in 100 drop rate for a hard leather from a baby impling. But for some reason, I then got it into my head that maybe making a hard leather shield would be best, which requires 41 crafting. So I held off from making anything and trained some range at sand crabs. Then I realized that I'd be an idiot if it turned out that the hard leather body was the best thing to make, so I fletched some more to think about things, and it turns out I was right. Hard leather body is best. And with the needle and thread spawn from the NPC's house, that's the hard leather body made. My best in slot ranged body all the way up until brutal blue dragons for the blue D-hard body, which have the same problems as brutal red dragons. So this would be best in slot for a really long time. Okay, yes, we're recording. Are we going to kick this NPC? Yes! 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 Kick the NPC! Kick the NPC! Kick the NPC! I've recorded and dismissed and not gotten the emote for like so long, and I finally got one on camera. Oh my god, it feels amazing. Yeah, so that's on camera proof right there that very rarely when you dismiss random events, you actually kick them instead. But here's the issue. I had my in-game sounds muted, which means that even though I got the correct emote, I don't actually know if, like kicking a monster creature, kicking a random event NPC also makes the kicking sound. Back to dismissing randoms. And after getting 2 birds' nests at once, didn't know you could get that, one of which is an easy clue. Can't do it though. I got 55 fletching, 4 maple longbows, which I will use to help get magic runes later on, and a good axe for pet insurance money if only I can get nature runes from somewhere, because I don't have the RD nature rune chest this time, and 60 woodcutting for the woodcutting guild so I can use up the bird's eggs at the prayer altar there. And the best thing about the woodcutting guild is that unlike every other guild in the game, this one has 2 entrances, one of which doesn't have an NPC there. Not that would stop me from going in and out of the woodcutting guild, but it just means I don't have to call it a target exception. So yeah, good stuff, good stuff. Time to sacrifice the bird's eggs. I think you actually get some extra rewards on top of the prayer XP, even if you don't get the evil chicken's outfit. So let's see what it is. Okay, bird nest with banana tree seed. Can't plant that because I can't get a gardening trowel anywhere. And second bird's egg. Acorn, same problem, so pretty shit. But yeah, I'm gonna right now make a maple longbow to help me get magic runes a little bit later on. And that's the maple longbow made. Time to go back to ranged.
20 minutes later.
So I ended up catching a young impling while training ranged and getting a lockpick, which reminded me of the Xerx talisman from the Lizard Man stone chest, which, because I have 0 proper teleports at the moment, means I'm at pretty high risk of running out of Lizard Man fangs for the Lizard Man talisman, which means I could run out of teleports, which would be really bad, since unlike other Zeah Onlys, my only other teleport without a delay is the teleport to Gren spell, which, at the moment, only requires 69 magic, which I don't have yet. And I need 75 magic anyway for Fire Wave to kill the Ice Demon in Raids 1. So I might as well start training magic now. And my only non-RNG, the Source of Runes, needs 25% permission from NPCs that don't actually exist. Arcane ones this time. I can get this since it's part of the Zeah Favor exception from episode 1, but I can only get Arcane's Favor by boldly going where no Zeah Only ever should. Fetch questing books for NPCs, then destroying the reward of XP books, even though it's a Zeah Only's best way of training runecrafting. Alright, and that's 25% Arcee's Favor. Now I can mine Dense Essence. Excellent. I even prepared for this earlier by getting a Mithril pickaxe from an eclectic impling over at the impling spawn at Karen Castle, because to make raids you need to mine Dense Essence, venerate them at the Dark Altar, and then, well, not yet, but if I get 77 runecrafting, I would then be able to runecraft them at the Blood Altar on Zeah. And just to show how tedious this actually is, I'm just going to do a test run just for the fun of it. Not the Blood Rune Altar part of it, because I don't have 77 rune crafting for it, but everything else I can do. So you do need 38 mining and crafting to actually chisel off Dense Essence. I really just tried to do that, didn't I? I really just tried to do that. Anyway. Oh, for fuck's sake. And finally, we can venerate Dense Essence for half the XP of air runes. Yup, you read that correctly. Like, this is genuinely a 2.5 XP per essence experience method. Oh yes, as a side note, I finally got fishing bait, which means that once I get 15 fishing, which I can only do at raids 1, I can start catching sardines and herrings and therefore work towards 82 fishing for anglerfish, my best in slot PVM food. I'm level 1 fishing right now, but I still don't have any air runes for magic, and I'm hoping I'll get lucky to get them from implings, so I'll stay here for a bit longer, both to try and get air runes and something I hadn't mentioned until now, a U longbow, maybe. A 1 in 100 from young implings that's better than my current best in slot of the fletchable maple longbow. Come on, let's get it. Yes! Oh my god! We finally got air runes. And as long as we hit at least 1-2 with Wind Strike for a bit more than base XP, 30 air runes is definitely enough to get level 3 for the Confuse spell. So, technically, I never need to get another air rune again. I mean, I want to, but it won't be absolutely necessary for magic training anymore. So, this is amazing. And there's some fire runes. I'll keep those for later magic just in case. And more mind runes. Oh my goodness, yes! I just caught a young impling. I completely missed on camera, unfortunately, but I did manage to get the U longbow, which is absolutely incredible. Otherwise, I would have had to get 70 fletching to make it, which is a very long way away. Oh, the range attack bonus is really, really good with the U longbow. I might try them at sand crabs, actually. And this will make safe spotting monsters for extra magic runes so much easier. And a while later, I'm done with training ranged for now. I got 54 ranged, a bunch of runes, and 110 fishing bait. So the plan is to use up my runes, train fishing, and eventually use up my great and chompers, which I got last episode. To make the most of my runes, I got the black wizard hat to spawn over in Shayzien, and now it's time to Wind Strike chickens. And that's level 3 for the Confuse spell, very useful since body runes are way easier to get than air runes, and if I get level 5 magic, then I'd be able to cast Water Strike, which at the moment is way better than Air Strike. And that's level 5 magic. Now I can cast Water Strike. And that's the last air rune used. 3 XP from level 9 magic, so that's 3 XP away from Earth Strike. Damn. I did not think that I'd get such high magic, but I do have a lot of runes left still, which I definitely need to clear. But for now, I'm kind of close to raids, just location-wise, so I'm going to head over there now and start training fishing, which, just as a reminder, I can only get to by running through the poisonous lizardmen every fucking time. This time with significantly fewer food, no anti-poisons, and a pet at risk. Uninsured. Make party. Okay, cool. And now I can exit raids 1 to get rid of that poison. Oh, okay. No pet death from taking too long to get to raids 1. And now I can exit in and out of raids 1 until I get a raid where scavengers are in the first room. Okay, I haven't found a suitable raid, but I do remember being informed by the Zeah Only Discord and clan chat that raids 1 does have a section where you can take farming tools. So here it is. Technically, I could have smuggled a rake and a seed dipper out of here, but the necessity of watering cans, especially for Thai farm, makes this pretty much useless. So I did go with the level 7 farmer spawn in episode 1, especially because a single watering can is significantly rarer than a rake or a seed dimmer. So by the time I got watering cans, I definitely would have gotten all of the tools provided from raids 1 anyway. Plus I wanted to minimize the use of raids 1 for actively training skills as much as possible, which for fishing it's not. And I can't actually get vials without ever having access to a glass blowing pipe. They're directly from trees, but you know, we take what we can get, even though I still can't train herblore. But this raid has scavengers as the first room, which is awesome because my only way to train fishing from level 1 is to kill scavengers for a fishing rod, which I failed to do in episode 1 since my stats weren't high enough to kill them. But now I can safe spot them. So it's easy! A few kills later, that's a fishing rod. Very nice. And with some cave worms as bait that I also got from the scavengers, that's serpent 1, 2, back to back, 3rd in a row, 4th in a row, and 5 fishing. with plasticfish, because the serpents give no XP. The sardines, which I did think were level 15 fishing, but looks like they're not, so looks like I'll be able to smuggle the fishing rod out of Raids 1 earlier than I expected. And I made sure to leave before I was tempted to test what happens if you die from fishing serpents with a pet out at Raids 1. Which means that I will once again have to go through the poisonous lizardmen. Oh. Right. Yeah, there wasn't much suspense there. But for the first time since Twisted League of 2019, it's time to fish at the Beach Peninsula east of Hesidius. By the way, this is a 2 out of 2 for skills that I haven't been able to start in the correct region of Zeah, because I could only start mining in the fishing region, and now I can only start fishing in the farming region. What's next? Magic in the melee region? Alright, and that is 10 fishing. Now I can catch herrings, which will be very nice. And for the herrings, I decided to switch location, Land's End, just because I felt like switching location. And that's 16 fishing for big net fishing by using the big net fishing spawn in Piscarius. But the only way to get it is to telegrab it. And to get telegrab, I need 31 magic. And to get magic, I need runes. And the easiest runes right now is to get curse spell runes by killing goblins in Hesidius. At least magic doesn't require the melee region. And then I remembered the pet insurance money goal. No progress on it so far, but it's a sort of low stakes goal. Just pickpocket guards or lizardman stone chests for coins, and that's it. Not exciting. So to make things interesting, I want to do a literal trial by fire. If I survive a bunch of self-made experiments and the level 28 agility shortcut between the brutal red dragons and steel dragons in the catacombs of Kourend, then I will allow myself to use my very slow methods of getting 500k to ensure my Rocky pet. But before I get into why I chose this shortcut specifically, I need to make sure I have some sort of chance of surviving this. And for that, I need all the protection prayers. But for that, I need to get 43 prayer. And to train prayer, my best method is to de-aggro the hill giants at the hill giant pit, then pick up, ward hop, and bury the 3 big bone spawns there, because even though I'm a Zeah locked account, I can't use the Arcane spellbook to reanimate ensouled heads for prayer XP, because the only way to access it is by talking to this NPC. And I also can't use a really great Zeah only prayer training method, which is to sacrifice dragon bones to the 4th dungeon altar, since it's locked behind talking to Albertus the NPC, regardless of whether you give him 5 dragon stones to access the dungeon altar or transform him from Albertus the NPC to the Shader Beast, the monster creature. And that's 37 prayer for Protect from Magic, which on top of blocking or magic damage, reduces damage from Brutal Dragon Fire Breath from 50 to 10. And that's 40 prayer for Protect from Ranged, though I did miss the level, not useful for Brutal Dragons, but will be useful elsewhere. And that's 43 prayer for Protect from Melee, which means I've unlocked all the protection prayers. I don't feel like getting 44 prayer for Eagle Eye right now, but it'll be very useful, so I should be back one day. But this method was 8k XP per hour. Not amazing, but I didn't have to kill monsters for any of these bones, so that's pretty good. I'll also need food to survive the level 28 agility shortcut, since Protect from Magic only lowers dragonfire damage from brutal red dragons, and actually doesn't provide any protection from steel dragonfire breath at all. So I'm going to ward hop inventory juggle my way to a full inventory of potatoes with butter, healing 14 hit points each. Oh my god, my pet getting in the way once again. Right, not enough potatoes here, so what, I'll have to ward hop, then what, cook all the potatoes, hop back to this ward, pick up all the pats of butter and add them to the potatoes, and hope the pats of butter haven't despawned in the meantime. Great. Okay, let's try World 320. I ran out of time. But Fuck, I would have just missed it. Yeah, if I just remembered what ward I was on, it would have been definitely fine. It's not worth keeping these around. It really isn't. They're so easy to pick up again. And churning butter takes so long. And I'd have to hot worlds for them as well. And I'd have to jog them all the way to the cows and back. So yeah, no, definitely not worth it. Fuck, and it was definitely this wall too, because doors are still open. Well, let's get more buckets and let's try again. Alright, and there's a full inventory of potatoes with butter. And now it's time to go to the level 28 agility shortcut. So why this shortcut specifically? Well, the level 28 stepping stones is one of the only agility shortcuts on Zeah that gives agility experience, so it technically counts as an agility training method, and it's the only one of those that I can access on my ZeahALoner, since I count Wintertot as being run by NPCs, locking me out of the pillars that everyone used for agility XP in Twisted League of 2019. I'm also about to do high-risk worldy content on my main loner, and maybe putting myself in this high-risk place on my ZeahALoner will help me feel more comfortable with that. To make all these experiments easier, I'm going to unlock the shortcut Arcane entrance into the Catacombs of Krend. But to do that, I need to run through not just the brutal red dragons, but the brutal blue dragons and the brutal black dragons as well. You actually can't start from Arcane and go in, which would have been really nice, but unfortunately I can't do that, so running through everything it is. This one should be pretty easy. Just throw on Protect from Magic and run, and hope I avoid the steel dragons on the other side of the stones on the way. Here we go. Ooh. Woo! Okay, we made it through that entrance. I want to see if I can survive at the agility shortcut indefinitely, so without food or prayer, since prayer potions are tough for me to get, and every time I leave the shortcut, I'd have to go through the dragons again, just to get back. The safest route to the shortcut auto-aggroes the brutal red dragons, so I need to get far away enough to de-aggro the brutal red dragons without aggroing the steel dragons, so the southern stones are best. But I also need to hop back and forth between the stones themselves, and if I pick a vertical line of stones, then I'd likely aggro the steel dragons once I hopped to the most southern stone. Fortunately, there's two options for two stones in a horizontal line. The first has a 1 stone gap from the steel dragons, and the other has a 3 stone gap from steel dragons. So I'll try the 1 stone gap first, then the 3 stone gap, if I survive it. So here's hoping I survive it, and all the other tests. Where is it? Oh, alright. There. Okay. Okay. Woo! That was really scary. Alright, I'll take this off for a second. Well, more like 5 minutes, because if nothing aggros or re-aggros in 5 minutes, then this spot is definitely good for indefinite survival. Okay, no aggros in 5 minutes, which is great, but surviving indefinitely at this shortcut also means that I'd be able to log out and log back in with no issues, and also be able to ward hop with no issues. So I'm going to give both of those a go as well. Ward hopping first. We have Protect from Magic, we have Auto Retaliate off, and we have our F keys set up so that if we do need to teleport out, we can at least do so. Oh god, okay. We're going to spam... I'm really glad I got out of there nice and early. Wow, that would have been really bad. So it looks like ward hopping turns off your protection prayers, and in this case, the steel dragon aggroed me, then attacked me twice. It did happen to be with Dragon Breath, which is particularly brutal because I can't protect against Metal Dragon Fire Breath, but neither attack actually reached me somehow, so no damage done, which is very fortunate because I could have been KO'd very easily because unprotected Dragon Breath hits up to a 50, so if either of those attacks had reached me, I could have been one hit and lost my pet. But that does mean you need to teleport out of the 1 stone gap spot before you log out. So that means return trips. So experiment 1 is not over yet, and I need to redo it to make sure the 1 stone gap spot works reliably. I don't think a different dragon could aggro you. And if this one aggroes you, it can still reach you. Right, I'm gonna teleport out, but do I try again? No, I can't. I can't do this. No, I'm gonna give it one more go. To get to the 3 stone gap part of the shortcut without aggroing the dragon closest to it, I'm going to wait at the brutal red dragons until the one farthest from the shortcut aggroes me, then run to the shortcut. Okay, let's stand here. And only one will aggro because it's single combat. Okay, good. We got one that's far away aggroing me. Excellent. And the dragons are close together, so they won't tag team aggro me while I'm on the stones. Awesome. Oh, and you have to wait for it too. And, oh, okay, successful. The dragon's not attacking me anymore. So I can now take off my prayer and hop back and forth between the stones on this 3 stone gap zone freely. And this is nice because this spot gives me extra distance from the steel dragons, so... Oh my god. Oh! Oh, fuck. On the plus side, I don't need to get 500k to insure my pet anymore, but all my items are at the dangerous shortcut, so I need to get them. But it's quite a long walk, so while I've been walking there, I've taken the time to watch back the clip where I died, and I've found a few odd things. 1, there was an 18-second delay between the dragon's apparent last attack and its actual last attack. The delay at all is weird, but what's stranger is that my hit points were 38, but I got hit a 19, then a 38 right afterwards. So either damage calculated per hit can be higher than your current hit points, or both attacks had their damage calculated at the same time. 2, I was hit by both a magic attack and some dragon breath, judging from the animations. But the magic attack hit splat showed up when the animation for it ended, while the dragon breath hit splat showed up before the animation for it started. Well, for me anyway, I get the feeling that it's actually supposed to show up the moment the projectile appears, or in this case when the fire breath appears. But shit laptops mean shit delays, and we know which hit splats for which style since brutal red dragon attacks max at 22, so the 19 was a magic attack, and therefore the other, a 38 from a distance, was the fire breath. So the difference in timing for hit splats is interesting. Also, I successfully clicked teleport to Xeric's Glade on the Xeric's Talisman. You can tell because the text went yellow, which would have allowed me to escape. But the teleport never actioned itself, likely because I hit 0 HP before it went through, so it looks like the 0 HP status overrides all actions. Very sad. But even after death, I'm not out of the woods yet. I could easily die while trying to pick up my items since I have no time to get food beforehand, and my only way back after death is the Typhon minigame teleport, which has a 20-minute cooldown timer, and I don't have enough time to go to the shortcut through the safer Arcane entrance, so I'll have to go through the more dangerous Brutal Blue Dragons route, though this thankfully avoids the Steel Dragons. Go. Oh my god, okay. So if I die 2 more times, I won't have enough time to both teleport back and get back to my items. This means I'll have wiped my account as well, not just lost my pet. Go. Okay, I can pick up everything. Okay, got everything. Maybe I can squeeze in one more test. No, okay, no. we won't ever be able to test it. God damn it. I mean, at least I'm safe, right? So I didn't wipe my entire account on top of losing my pet. But honestly, all I can really think about is my main loner.